From the station working for you, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
Now at 4:30, the race for the White House is still close and undecided. We'll break down the latest on the states that still have yet to call a winner. And the counting also continues here in Marion County. Look at the latest local race winners and the absentee ballots that have left to be counted. Thanks so much for joining us here on Good Morning Indiana on this Thursday morning. I'm Nicole Griffin. Lauren Casey has the morning off. Meteorologist Todd Clausen standing by. Todd, I saw you made it out to the golf course yesterday. It was a beautiful day.
You know, it was absolutely beautiful. You had to get outside and enjoy this nice stretch of weather anywhere you can. I got out on the golf course, whether it's a walk through your neighborhood, a bike ride yesterday. Absolutely spectacular. Today, not bad. It's not quite as good as yesterday, just due to a little more in the way of cloud cover that'll be around throughout the day today, but we're still going to be dry and we're still going to be mild. So you get a little nitpicky if you don't like today for the beginning of November. 50 in Bloomington right now. Look at Lafayette. You're still at 60 degrees. Muncie, you're at 58. It's 57 currently in Peru. And here's that subtle change that I was mentioning yesterday. Still clear from Indianapolis off to the east, but these clouds are starting to make their way through. It's just this one big band of cloud cover. There's no precipitation, so it's just not going to be as bright at times today as it was during the day yesterday. But again, it's still going to be mild. We're in the 50s here this morning, 65 degrees by the time we get to 1 o'clock. High temperatures in the mid-60s here this afternoon. Tomorrow, right back into the sunshine and right back into the 70s. More on that forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Todd, thank you. Let's take a live look outside this morning. One of our INDOT traffic cameras. This is I-70 at the North Split, where you can see traffic is moving well out there this morning. No crashes or delays on the interstate to report right now at this hour, but we will keep an eye on traffic throughout the morning. New overnight, one person is dead after a crash involving a motorcycle and two other vehicles. It happened around 11:30 last night at the intersection of 46th Street and Binford Boulevard. Officers on the scene say the motorcyclist has died. Additional information on the victim has not been released at this time. No word on if there were any other injuries. Police are still investigating what caused the crash. All eyes still on the presidential race as votes continue to be counted this morning. This is a look at the ABC election map where you can see multiple states still have yet to be called. Joe Biden currently leading with 253 electoral votes over President Donald Trump. The race still tied as ballots continue to be counted in critical battleground states. ABC's Faith Abube is in Washington now with the very latest.
This morning, the counting continues with former Vice President Joe Biden saying he sees victory ahead.
I'm not here to declare that we've won, but I am here to report that when the count is finished, we believe we will be the winners.
Biden eating into Trump's lead in Pennsylvania, claiming he'll flip Arizona blue. Projections now show he's likely to win in Michigan and Wisconsin, and he's just 17 electoral votes shy of the presidency. His campaign setting a record for most votes for any presidential candidate.
We've won with the majority of the American people. Indeed, Senator Harris and I are on track to win more votes than any ticket in the history of this country.
Still, the former vice president urging patience as vote counting continues in swing states like Nevada, Georgia, and Pennsylvania. The president currently holds a lead in the Keystone State, but there are hundreds of thousands of ballots yet to be counted. The majority from Democratic-leaning areas, but without any legal basis, the president saying this.
So we'll be going to the U.S. Supreme Court. We want all voting to stop.
Even the Senate Majority Leader, Republican Mitch McConnell, weighing in.
Claiming you win the election is different from finishing the counting.
With the president's chances of staying in the White House for 4 more years narrowing, the Trump campaign now mounting court challenges in several states, including Michigan, where he's pushing for more GOP observers to be allowed into counting locations. This group causing chaos inside one of those sites, chanting, "Stop the count."
Other than his overnight news conference yesterday, the president hasn't been seen. He's been behind closed doors in the White House. In Washington, Faith Abube, ABC News.
Faith, thank you. Americans across the country took to the streets demanding all votes be counted. This in response to President Trump's campaign filing lawsuits in Michigan, Georgia, and Pennsylvania. Marches were held in Pennsylvania, New York, North Carolina, and Michigan, many holding count every vote signs and banners. In Minnesota, the crowd shut down a major interstate as they stood in the road. Here in Marion County, votes will continue to be counted this morning. The clerk's office says that workers tallied more than 87,000 absentee ballots yesterday. They will resume counting at 10 o'clock this morning. More than 200,000 total Marion County voters cast their ballots by mail this election. And we now have results for one of the biggest races for central Indiana. Indiana's 5th district will remain in Republican control as Victoria Spartz will become the next Congresswoman. She won over Democrat Christina Hale in a tight race. Spartz has served in the Indiana State Senate since 2017 and will now replace retiring Republican Susan Brooks. A central Indiana school board at the center of controversy will now have 2 new members. Northwest Hendricks School Board President Jim D'Agostino and board member Craig Peoples are out. Voters made their voices heard, electing challengers Abby Morgan and Joe Brooks. This comes after more than a year of backlash and division over how the school district handled sexual misconduct allegations involving a teacher and a student. Both newcomers tell WRTV Investigates they plan to improve communication and restore trust.
We're all still neighbors. We all still go to the same events and church, and we're going to see each other at restaurants and grocery stores and all those things. And we're all part of the solution one way or another. I know that I'm going to make sure personally to do everything that I can do to communicate and keep and maintain the trust that the community obviously has with me in regards to the way that the turnout was yesterday.
Abby Morgan released a statement saying, quote, "I would like to thank the members of the Northwest Hendricks School Corporation community for their support. I am excited about this opportunity to serve the community I love." Jim D'Agostino and Craig Peoples have not responded to WRTV's request for comment. Now to the latest on COVID-19 in Indiana, setting another record for high new cases of the virus. The State Department of Health reporting 3,756 new cases Wednesday. That's a record for most in a daily report. The previous record at 3,649 was set last Thursday. More than 191,000 total cases have been reported since the pandemic began. 25 new deaths were also confirmed, bringing Indiana's death toll to more than 4,200. The spread in nursing homes also continues to be a concern. The health department reporting 856 new cases. Those happened between May and earlier this week. 120 new deaths in those facilities were also reported. Nursing home deaths now make up 57% of the state's total COVID-19 deaths, yet nursing homes still make up a small percentage, only 6% of total positive cases. To reduce the spread, the State Department of Health is asking for retired nurses, doctors, and other reserve healthcare workers to help out at long-term care facilities. The National Guard has also already been deployed to dozens of nursing homes throughout the state. Their goal is to help with testing, reporting, visitor registration, infection protocol, and other tasks. The Army National Guard says things are going well so far.
Our first few days in the facilities have been very productive. The feedback that we are getting is that our soldiers and airmen are augmenting the staffs, and they're helping the staffs with adherence to CDC guidelines for wearing their PPE. They're helping at screening at the front door. They're taking temperatures and really enabling the staff to do their jobs.
The plan is to have more than 400 soldiers deployed to more than 500 nursing homes by the 16th of November. Outdoor dining works for now, but what about when winter sets in? What the city is doing to make sure restaurants can still follow safety guidelines and offer seating outside. And after a delayed start, Ball State football is back. A look at their first game and some other big football matchups coming this weekend. That's after the break. Todd.
And a little bit of cloud cover starting to make its way into central Indiana, what represents a little bit of a change from where we were yesterday. The good news is no precipitation with these clouds. They'll just move through without much consequence. We'll talk all about it coming up in your WRTV Storm Team forecast.
COVID-19 has contributed to a mistrial in the case of a Grant County woman charged with murdering her stepdaughter. Amanda Carmack is accused of strangling 10-year-old Skylee Carmack. Investigators found the girl's body in a shed behind her home in Gas City in September of last year, several days after she went missing. Amanda Carmack's trial started last month but was interrupted after several people connected to the case tested positive for COVID. A judge declared a mistrial this week. According to court records, a hearing will be held later this month to set a new trial date. Even though it is not quite cold enough outside, winter is just around the corner and business owners are trying to figure out their plan to continue operating under COVID-19 guidelines. As the temperatures get colder, people won't want to sit outside, which has been the solution for many restaurant owners in following Marion County safety procedures. To help, the city of Indianapolis is offering grants to help restaurants, bars, and live event venues to purchase equipment to keep outdoor spaces warm. That includes tents, tables, chairs, and PPE. Jason Mugg owns 9 Irish Brothers on Mass Ave, and he says the money would be a helpful start.
It's a lot of thinking into what could happen, what customers are going to want. Are they going to want to sit inside a tent with the big heaters and all that stuff? Are they going to want to be able to come out and enjoy themselves just like they would inside, but at a safer place outside?
The Ready for Winter grant will offer reimbursement for up to $2,500 for these expenses. It is available on a first-come, first-served basis to Marion County business owners until November 20th. Cities across the country have been putting caps on the fees that food delivery apps charge amid the pandemic. We're taking a look at just how much those fees are. Advocacy group Consumers Checkbook did an investigation into these costs. They placed orders with 8 Chicago restaurants, and combined, it found that DoorDash, there were more than $200 in hidden fees. For Grubhub, it was $160, and for Uber Eats, it was $100. The group also estimates that the 3 apps took about $32 out of their $85 food bill.
These apps have become so market dominant that a lot of restaurants feel like they don't have the choice but to participate. And even if a restaurant offers its own delivery system and drivers, if the order is placed through the app, they still have to pay big commissions and fees to the app company.
You can get around these fees by ordering directly from the restaurant. DoorDash, Grubhub, and Uber Eats all say they have increased restaurants' business before and after the pandemic. They have also provided millions of dollars in reduced or deferred commissions. Amid the pandemic, it is also flu season, and today you can get your flu shot when you visit the Children's Museum. The museum is partnering with Riley Children's Hospital to offer free flu vaccines during their $5 first Thursday night event. The shots are available to families and children 4 years of age and older who attend. It begins this afternoon at 4 and runs until 8. Admission to the museum is $5. Social distancing will be followed, and everyone inside is required to wear a mask. And Todd, I know they have that outdoor area. Might be a good day for that.
That'd be a great place to be. I went there a few weeks ago. My cousin was in town with the kids, and it's just absolutely wonderful there at the Children's Museum. Outside right now, we're dealing with quiet conditions, and overall today is going to be a nice day to get outside. The one thing you just have to know is there's going to be a little more in the way of cloud cover throughout the day today, but we remain dry. That's the good news. So it's just a band of cloud cover, which I'll show you. It's going to be moving through the area. The next chance of rain doesn't arrive in this forecast until Tuesday. Outside right now, how about this? At 4:46 in the morning, the temperature is still sitting at 52 degrees. We're not factoring in a wind chill, just a light wind out of the south currently at 9 miles per hour. And all across the area, temperatures are in the 40s, 50s. And how about this? Lafayette, you're at 60 degrees here this morning. So it's very mild as you walk out the door. You may need a light jacket, but that is just about it. You definitely do not need the heavier coat. And look where we're going throughout the day today. Yesterday, we got up into the 70s. We probably don't get quite there today, but we definitely get close. And it's just because a little more in the way of clouds will be moving through that'll keep us from getting into the 70s. But keep in mind also that our normal high is in the upper 50s this time of year, and we should be above that number already by about 10, 11 o'clock this morning. 68, 67 degrees will be your high temperature across most of the area later on today. Now, this radar is completely quiet. We'll throw on the clouds, and here's that band of cloud cover that I mentioned that's moving through. It only stretches from right about now in Indy back towards Kansas City, and it's just going to move through rather uneventful. TrueCast is trying to paint a few showers, but the air is so dry, even if a few showers tried to get going, they're not going to reach the ground throughout the day today. And then once we get into the afternoon, evening hours, 4:30, 5 o'clock, we're starting to break these clouds apart already, and that's going to clear us out overnight and set us up for a great stretch of weather for your weekend. Sunset tonight, 5:38, partly cloudy skies, temperatures in the 50s, very, very pleasant. And then overnight tonight, as the skies clear, it's a little cooler to start tomorrow morning. We're in the mid-40s, but overall, it's a really, really nice day for your Friday. We'll have mostly sunny skies, high temperatures back up to right around 70 degrees for us. A great way to end the work week. And then as we head into the weekend, Saturday, 70 degrees, should be a great day. Sunday, up to 73 degrees for your high temperature. And then we'll continue to see temperatures in the 70s at least for Monday. Once we get past Monday, though, that's when the front comes through. Some scattered showers on Tuesday. Once that front goes through, look at the temperature drop back to reality. Not too far below normal, though, but Wednesday we go down to 56 for your afternoon high. Nicole?
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Well, this is a live look outside this morning. I-70 at Post Road there on the east side, where we aren't reporting any crashes or delays on the interstates right now at this hour, but we will keep monitoring as Good Morning Indiana continues. For the first time this season, Ball State's football team returned to the field. Like the Big Ten, the MAC delayed the start of its season as well. Our Brad Brown has the highlights and a look at the big games on the schedule for football fans this weekend.
The Colts will be getting what amounts to a midterm exam this weekend. Week 9 falls right in the middle of the 2020 schedule, and it happens to bring the Baltimore Ravens to Indy.
You look at the two games we've lost, those are the two games we turned it over the most and couldn't overcome them. So, Jacksonville had a chance to overcome them, couldn't overcome it. In Cleveland, you look at the other wins we've had, we've either had one turnover, but the defense has gotten a bunch, or we've had none.
For the first month of the season, the Ravens looked like the league's best team. They've taken a couple of bumps since, but with Lamar Jackson leading their offense, nothing less than the best from the Colts defense will do this Sunday.
Lamar's a great player, and he's going to make his plays. But our goal is to minimize those the best we can. So, and one way to do that is with speed, and discipline. It has to be the combination of both.
The Colts enter the weekend tied for first in the division. 2 of the 3 games after this one will be against the Titans, making this likely the most important stretch of the season.
I just want to take it one game at a time. So we got a game ahead of us. It's the Ravens. It's a tough opponent. So I think we just need to continue to take it one game at a time. And right now, the focus point should be the Ravens.
Notre Dame will also be getting its toughest test so far. The Fighting Irish have a massive matchup against top-ranked Clemson on Saturday night. The Tigers will be playing without All-American quarterback Trevor Lawrence. He's out after a positive COVID-19 test.
Whether you're a freshman or whether you're a senior, I think a lot of the axioms are still the same, that you don't want a quarterback to feel comfortable. So for us defensively, get him out of a comfort zone.
Notre Dame's been good, not great, in their 6-0 start. But each week, something else looks very impressive. They bring a 22-game home winning streak into another matchup against a #1 opponent.
We're excited about the opportunity to play the #1 team in the country and have a great deal of respect for them. And I know our guys are excited about the opportunity.
Ball State's football season started tonight at Miami University, the first of 6 games on the schedule. Cardinals opened up a 21-10 lead in the third quarter. Caleb Huntley took the short toss, turned the corner, and took it all the way to the house to extend the Cardinals' lead. Miami made a strong charge with 3 second-half TDs to take the lead. The game was tied, though, with a minute to go. BSU had a final chance to bring it back down the field, but Drew Plitt's pass was a bit short, picked off by Ryan McWood. The return would get Miami into the red zone and set up a short touchdown run by Zach Kahn. The game winner coming with just 10 seconds left. 38-31, the Red Hawks take it. A tough 7-point loss for Ball State after giving the defending conference champs a strong push. Ball State will have its home opener in Muncie next Wednesday. Brad Brown, WRTV Sports.
All right, Brad, thank you. And with a socially distant election process, officials are using technology to fill in the gaps. A look at how this robot helped keep the polls running. That's coming up after the break. This election has been different for many reasons, and with the pandemic, it's been creating new challenges. Election officials have been getting creative to adjust. In California, they found a high-tech way to be transparent by rolling out a new robot named Clyde. Clyde provided socially distant supervision of poll workers while they counted ballots. His two-way screen streamed live into the lobby, allowing observers to see behind the scenes in real time. Officials also put GoPro cameras in the mail sorting and ballot counting areas. So Todd, I wonder if you found a problem. What, did you go report it to somebody? That's pretty interesting.
Right? I don't know.
Who knows?
Very interesting. Tooling around there through the office. All right, outside right now. We're dealing with increasing cloud cover, and today's going to be partly to mostly cloudy across the area, but we're dry. That's the good news. Temperatures in the 60s, but Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, what a beautiful stretch of November weather. Lots of sunshine, high temperatures in the 70s. The cold front comes on Tuesday with around rain, followed by cooler temperatures returning on Wednesday. The time now is 4:57. You're watching Good Morning Indiana right here on WRTV. Stay with us. We're back in just a couple minutes.